Hamster of Berenice here with a Dark Souls Remaster PvP video. Hello there everyone, my character is back and I am so happy. So, I want to just say this, to get it out of the way. The remaster is just not worth it. I stepped on a leaf and the leaf did not react to me stepping on it. And also the PvP in this game is just absolutely garbage, and I'm gonna tell you right now that you should not get this game, even though I got it and I'm making a video about it, because I make YouTube videos and I need the game, to make videos and get views. But the game is just not worth it. It's basically just DS fix, and it is not worth it. And I am telling you not to get it, don't get it, even though I did. And I'm gonna be making videos of it to get views, but don't get it. I hate this game even though I'm playing it, and I'm gonna keep playing it for views. Is the sarcasm good, or do you understand what I'm trying to get at? So there's a lot of people that have been very negative about the remaster. You can vote with your wallet, or you can be a child about it and just make video essays as to why this game or the remaster is so insulting and so just a sin on humanity, Or you could just shut the hell up, not buy it, and just play other video games, Anyway, enough about that. This is not the time for rants. This is the time for happiness. I am just forcing this guy on the floor. Get it? I'm forcing him on the floor because I'm using force. I'm using force. You could say that I'm enforcing my will on him. Okay. Now, these jokes are, I'm pretty much forcing these jokes. Okay, I'll stop. I mean, these jokes are feeling pretty forced. Alright, well, I just wasted force on him and then I left. You may be wondering why I did that. Because I can, because I was fucking around. So with this character, I actually reverted my save. I actually rushed all the way to Anne Orlando, and I was doing that basically because I wanted to test the overall improvements of the network and the overall feel of it compared to Dark Souls 1, the original version. I can say with full confidence that things do feel extremely improved. This is coming from someone that played the PvP on this just after the network test came out for the remaster. So things feel a lot smoother. They feel more responsive, especially the backstabs like I keep mentioning. But a weird thing that I found is that the new weapon matchmaking is sort of weird because this is not a twink character. You see there, I killed that guy. Sure, he was not full health, but I mean, that's just way too much. I feel like a twink character, even though I'm not twinking. I just upgraded my weapon normally. And I'm doing an absurd amount of damage. Now, I want to chalk that up to the fact that a lot of players are not upgrading their life, their vitality. And the fact that ultra great swords in this game, they do a crap ton of damage. This is a divine greatsword at +7, I believe. I have about 28 faith. I do not have Wrath of the Gods yet on this save file. I mean, I have it now. The build is complete in terms of the gear and spells as of the time of this recording. But you will not be seeing that. What you will be seeing is this character's progression in a very unorganized way. Because you know me, I can't do organized properly for jack shit. So basically it feels like I'm twinking because of the damage, but I'm just gonna say that it's a combination of ultra great swords doing a lot of damage and that guy disconnected. There's a lot of disconnecting people in this game, way more than in Bloodborne and way more than I ever saw in Dark Souls 3. People don't want to look at the you died screen, but whatever. So I redid this character. I reloaded a file from when I was in Sen's Fortress, I believe. So I redid it. I took my time. I played the game slowly instead of rushing it because it just felt better, So this is all just me. This footage is just me sort of getting a feel for the weapon matchmaking, the network performance in general, and just all that good stuff. Another weird thing I want to mention is that the unlocked attacks with my greatsword, they seem to bounce off of invisible stuff a lot of the times. I don't know. I don't remember that ever happening in the original. I don't know if it's a bug or something from the remaster, but I've noticed with the greatsword specifically, because it's the weapon that I've been using most, attacks tend to bounce off of nothing. And it only happens when I play unlocked and I aim at the floor or something like that. It's really weird. I don't quite understand why that happens. But anyway, this guy must have had a lot of endurance because he's light rolling with the black iron set. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I've been enjoying the online. I've been doing it all. I've been doing co-op. I've been doing invasions. I'm getting invaded by regular dark spirits and the blue cops. But yeah, it's been really populated. It's been really fun. I've been having a lot of fun. So this fight right here is sort of just a key point that I want to touch upon. This is a character, what I'm using, not a build. I do differentiate between the two, even though you may think that it's just me being difficult for the sake of it, but no. To me, there is a difference between a character and a build. This is a character, not a build. But this character's main weakness, because of the stuff that I like to use, is exactly what you're watching right now. A flipping spear user. I'm not saying flipping to replace the word fucking. A literally flipping spear user. So you see there the unlocked play got him pretty good. The place where we were fighting is a place that I stayed at on purpose. It's a nice hallway that I can keep control of with my Ultra Great Sword swings. But the way that I remedy this weakness, because it really is the main weakness of this character's playing style and weapon of choice, this time being the Greatsword. The way that I handle that is by incorporating Tranquil Walk of Peace. Now, Tranquil Walk of Peace is, like most things in Souls games, it's a little bit controversial. Some people don't mind it. Some people say it's very scumbaggy because it takes control away from you. I don't care. I'm using a slow weapon, a slow character. It's a mid-rolling character. I don't even have a light roll, even when I am at max level 125 or to 130. I do not light roll with this character. So with that in mind, I can't risk it. You know, I'm not going to risk not using it because of some weird non-existent honor code that I don't follow anyway. So for all of these invasions, I'm getting invaded by blue cops all the time. You're going to see a little bit later. I actually ambushed them with Tranquil Walk of Peace, along with Wrath of the Gods, so they just have to eat all that damage. Is it scumbaggy? Yeah. Do I care? No, and neither should you. There are gimmicks to use, and there are counters to gimmicks. So the way to counter a flipping spear user, like for example, I actually fought this tryhard guy in Anor Londo. He poked me to death with a flipping dude with a spear. He had the demon spear, which is, I believe, the longest spear in the game. He poked me to death, and there's nothing I could do because at the time I didn't have Tranquil Walk of Peace. But I actually fought him another time, and I did have it, but he would just run away from it. And he would wait for it to run off, the Tranquil Walk of Peace, and then he would not approach me anyway. So, you know, it was a waiting game, basically. And, you know, when people can do that to this character, you know, just basically not play. They basically turn it into Dark Souls 3. They just back off forever because they don't want to deal with Tranquil Walk of Peace. So when they can do that, why the hell would I be concerned with honor, you know? When they can shut me down completely like that, why would I care? And again, I'm not being salty at the guy, for example. That good on him that he can keep away people with a spear and he can flip away forever. And that's a very powerful build. That's a good thing to have. That's great for him. But I'm just saying, you know, if anyone has anything bad to say about it, you know, remember that other people can do other more powerful gimmicks. But anyway, enough about that. You see there I caught him with the swing. The horizontal sweeping motion of the Ultra Greatswords in this game I feel are... I don't know, for some reason the radius seems to be a little bit larger than in the other Dark Souls games. I don't know, it could just be me. Not all of them, obviously. The Greatsword specifically, which is my favorite Ultra Greatsword, I think it has a little bit less range than the Zweihander, or the Zweihande. Zweihände? I don't know. Ein, zwei, drei, vier, fünf. Whatever. So this use of Tranquil Walk of Peace, I want to show you right here in this clip right here. I wanted to test them and see if they knew what it was, because a lot of people don't know about Tranquil Walk of Peace. They don't know what it does. And so that guy obviously didn't know. So I'm trying to backstab him, but I didn't get it. I just keep attacking, but then I eventually throw him off the edge. So a lot of newer players are not going to know what Tranquil Walk of Peace is. They don't know the animation for it. But after they fight me, they obviously know. So the reason I use it is to basically trap people. It's basically an area of denial spell, if you want to really see it that way. It just makes people not able to roll, you know, for those of you that don't know what it actually does. It makes you really slow and makes you not able to roll. And if you try to roll, you're going to get this very long animation of your character going like, oh shit, I can't roll. I'm so big and heavy. God damn it. And during that entire animation, that's when I will go to town and just R1 the fuck out of people. Dead angles are gone, so Force and Wrath of the Gods are a little bit less effective. I don't know why dead angles, of all things that they could have fixed, they fixed dead angles, but they left everything else, like chain backstabs. You know, it is what it is, whatever. But because they're a little bit less effective, I am relying a little bit more on the Tranquil Walk of Peace. At some point, I will get a Stone Greatsword, and for those of you that are... Look at the animation there, see? He's so heavy, he can't roll, so I nail him. That sounded bad. I hit him with the sword. I fucked him really hard with my pointy stick sword. So, basically, I'm going to be using Tranquil Walk of Peace a lot more now because I can't dead angle people with Force or Wrath of the Gods. Wrath of the Gods can do some very decent chip damage through shields. So can my Divine Greatsword. But it's not enough to actually threaten people to the point where they, like, you know, have to heal or anything. It's about 50 points of chip damage, depending on the shield, of course. So I did a lot of invading in Anne Orlando. I ambushed a lot of Dark Moon people, a lot of the Blue Cops. A lot of them are new and they did not understand what Tranquil Walk of Peace was. Now, I am warning you right now that the rest of the video is going to have a lot of Tranquil Walk of Peace. So if you're not a fan and you hate it, then I'm sorry. But look at the gear that I'm using and you're going to understand why. And if you still don't get it, then I'm sorry. You know, this is just not the video for you, I guess. But Tranquil Walk of Peace is something that I use to cover for the weaknesses of this character. Specifically this character's gear. So look at this guy. He's taunting me in the middle of a Tranquil Walk of Peace spell going off on him. And just destruction, you know, just destroyed. Again, this Ultra Great Sword, it's a +7 Divine. I don't know why I was doing such a large amount of damage and I was still getting matched up with people that were extremely weak. They did no damage to me. But anyway, that's what happened. I can't control that part of the matchmaking, so... another thing I want to mention really quick is the fact that a lot of people got mad at the fact that invaders got Estus instead of using humanity. I think it actually counts sort of like a buff for people that can play really well because you can enter an invasion with 10 Estus and you can earn up to 13 or 14 depending on how many phantoms you kill. So if you play well, you know, the game rewards you with even more heals. And honestly, to be fair, 10 to 14 Estus flasks should be more than enough for you to use to take care of a gank. This is the second invasion. This is the second time that I invaded these guys. They got caught with Tranquil Walk of Peace. But I typically don't cast it twice. I tend to use it once when I know that they're in close proximity, and if I absolutely need it, I'll try to run away and cast it again. But most of the time, once is more than enough, especially against new players. But yeah, this character is actually supposed to be using the Occult Greatsword, the Occult upgrade path. Actually, he should be using both, so I kind of took care of the Divine version first because it's easier. As of today, I do have the Dark Ember for the Occult upgrade. I just need to farm materials. But the reason for that is because the lore behind the Occult Ember is amazing. The fact that there were people out there that were rebelling against the gods and they found a way to hurt the gods, potentially kill the gods with these occult enchanted weapons. It's amazing to me. That's just fascinating. But yeah, I mean, you're going to be seeing this character a little bit more. I do plan on getting more footage. Again, this is all just me sort of testing out, the network and everything, and just the weapon matchmaking. Because the weapon matchmaking, I found out about it like halfway through the playthrough with this character. So not even halfway, like you mean a little bit after Sen's Fortress. I would say that right after I beat the golem the first time, when I was rushing through the game, that's when I read a big Reddit post. Look at the disconnect. Oh my god. They're everywhere. There was a big Reddit post about it, and I was so confused by it, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna rush through the game, rush to Anor Londo specifically, and I'm just gonna upgrade it to +7, see what happens. Surprisingly, I had no problems getting invaded or invading. So, I still don't quite understand why the matchmaking is the way that it is. Look at my health. A ghost hit me in the back of the head. Now, you run over that part of the fucking long, stretchy, whatever, corridor, and for some reason, you can often just take fall damage from that. I don't know. They never fixed that, I guess. So yeah, this character's armor setup is, and I do mean the final build. Look at that. Poor guy. I wanted that to happen, all of that, and it was just perfect. So the armor setup, the final armor setup for this character is the Paladin helmet, the giant gauntlets, giant leggings, and the steel chest, which you are seeing right now. Now you may be saying, dude, you do not have that setup in this video, and I do not. But again, this is all just me playing around the first time. You see that big swing, unlocked. Unlocked play is a must if you're going to use big weapons in this game. Big weapons can be parried no matter what. So even if you're two-handing them, you're going to get parried. I do suggest that if you are using a smaller Ultra Greatsword, which basically means the Zweihände and the Greatsword, they swing a little bit faster than the rest of the Ultras. So you may want to two-hand them at all times. But yeah, that is the armor setup for this character. But right now I'm using what you see, which is basically steal everything except the helmet, which is Elite Knight. It's more than enough to get me some good defense and poise. Poise, boys. Poise works. Poise is awesome. Poise backstabs are awesome. I don't care if it makes people cry. But we're back at the Berg, so you're seeing the reverse progression. And this guy got screwed by verticality. Shoutouts to Saint, right? But yeah, poise backstabs are making people cry everywhere. I don't care. You're not supposed to mash R1 with your straight sword against a poise monster in Dark Souls 1. You're supposed to take your time, hit him once, and then roll away. But, people just... I can't blame them because a lot of them are new. And a lot of them have these really bad habits from Dark Souls 3. So I can't be too harsh on people that don't know how to fight against poise just yet. But they will. I trust that they will. Someone out there is going to make a video and they're just going to watch it and be like, oh, that's what. the sort of stuff that was obvious for a lot of players back in the day is just something that people gotta watch videos of nowadays, I guess. That's how people work now. But I've been having so much fun. I had a ton of fun. I was not focusing on getting footage, so I'm sorry if these are not terribly interesting, but you know, whatever. I do have a certain axe-wielding maniac in the works, so I hope you look forward to that. And yeah, that'll sort of be it for this video. I do want to talk about this character, though. The reason I love this character and the way that this character was born is that this is basically a cleric that lost faith in the gods and in all things cleric related. So he traveled to Lordran to look for the power of the occult so he could slay the gods and free himself from their shackles and effectively helping humanity. It's not so much that this is like an edgy atheist cleric, even though that's what the occult is. The occult power is basically you infuse your weapon with atheism and you go ahead and just hurt the gods with your weapon. It's not so much that, it's just that the concept of a normal human being able to hurt anything supernatural, be it a deity or something like that. See this guy flipping? Look at the animation and I just get him with that. So this is my current character. I did get Wrath of the Gods before I went to Anor Londo. I did a lot of ambushing. It's very scummy, but again, I don't care. I could die easily too with this setup, so... But yeah, the concept of a human hurting supernatural beings is one of my favorites, which is why Bloodborne is one of my favorite games ever, because you're just this hunter that kills fucking everything, because you just have the power to. So this guy invaded me and this host. I was doing co-op. Like I said, I've been doing everything. This is a traditional fucking shitter character with a gold tracer trying to bleed everyone. Sadly for him, he invaded two big tanky poise boys. So you could say that we forced him to get out. Get it? Because force. The force pun. I'm doing it again. Fucking kill me. Anyway, guys. That'll be it for this video. I hope that you liked it and stick around for the next one. I'll be seeing you soon.
Have I heard of Paladin Aldred? Why, yes, I have. He used to be a simple man, a follower of the gods. But after each war, after each battle, he began to lose faith in those around him and in the very gods that he used to believe in. Each day his rage grew more and more. He felt like he wanted to free himself from the shackles of history, fate, and destiny. All these things that the gods held power over. To obtain his freedom, and in his rage, he ventured into Lordran, where he learned he could find the power of the occult, the power to hurt the gods. That is why he came here. What happened to him next is a mystery.